Pastor Philip Abba registered him with do some. All these happenings, Abraham never had a certificate. He came into Dunamis with no certificates. And Pastor Philip Abba referred him, broke protocols for Abraham's sake. When we were with the commission as pastors, some people used to make a jest of us, like a kind of favor when the experience with Baba and Mama. It'd be like saying I go cut soap for us. They used to use it as those that were close to him, because he had his clique, of friends and all that. And it used to be very funny, because truly Abraham experienced what we call unmerited grace and favor from Dr. Paul and Becky Enenche, because he is one pastor that he will make a mistake and others will make. It will cost them punishment and Abraham will be left scot-free. He was so dear to them that he could access Daddy at any time he needed to. That was the kind of favor we enjoyed. I remember one of the times when Abraham had an accident, just a minor accident with his car, and Daddy upgraded his then very small Mercedes car to an E-class Mercedes. When we were still in the bookshop, he was a minister at that time already. So Abraham came to Dunamis. I wish I had those pictures. He came to Dunamis with 1 trouser and 2 shirts, with 1 canvas that my younger sister gave him. Abraham came. We came into the commission broken. He came into the commission hopeless, helpless. But Dunamis gave us a voice, gave us platform. And I am grateful to Daddy and Mommy. Any day, anytime. So I am surprised at the outbursts and the behavior, let me call it, from Abraham at this point. He came.
Okay. In your view, what do you think went wrong? What made you leave the commission? Was there a particular incident you remember, or series of them, that could lead to him turning against the church in such a way?
Now, the Bible says pride goes before a fall. One of the problems Abraham has is pride. And one of his many problems, he doesn't pick corrections. When this whole thing started in 2018, mildly, I sat him down. He is 2 years older than me. I sat him down and I said, Abraham, you need to retrace your step. And we went to New Career. Abraham's problem started when the euphoria of the moment caught up with him. That the protocols here and there and all those kind of things got into him. I don't think I really knew him in the 16 years that we were together, because there is something that if you want to know a person, give him 2 things. Give him money, give him power. I think when Abraham tested money and power, it entered into him badly. Sometimes I used to say, I wish we were never posted from the headquarters. He would have remained as a minister and remained humble. But Abraham is someone who could have been tamed if money was not exposed to him. Because he like I said, he is a good person. He is creative. He is a deep thinker. But he would have used it better if he was not listening to naysayers, and he didn't enter into the wrong association, and he didn't allow money to become the ruler of the day. Every organization has his or her policy. But Abraham does not want to be guided by the policy of Dunamis. He wants to be a freeborn. He wants to be a rebel. This was the beginning of the problem. And Daddy said, okay, since this thing has gotten into your head so much, come back to the headquarters. Maybe you were not well trained. Let's train you properly.
Before you work.
His salary was not affected. Allowances were not affected. As a matter of fact, they said we should even get a house close to Area 1 and move from New Caro. I had no problem with it. Abraham had too many problems with it. Part of the problem is I cannot come and sit in the same office with pastors that were employed after me. So, a soldier man who was employed by the government can be recalled by the government at any time to redeploy to the headquarters. You don't dictate for them what to do with you. So he said no, he wouldn't. I remember on 3 occasions Daddy called for him and said I should be there, and Abraham was complaining, this person is that, and Daddy said something. If garbage did not gather, flies will not perch. You have your own faults too, but that's not a problem. Anything that is the problem, we can work it out. Calm down and be still. You are already a son, loved by me and my wife. We will take care of you. We will make everything okay. He said he doesn't have food in the house. He doesn't have money. Daddy said money is not the problem. I remember that day vividly. Daddy gave him 50,000 and told them to give him a bag of rice. And told them to give him, Daddy even gave him more than that amount of money. Right in my presence. That occasion happened not once, not twice, not 3 times. Before he dropped his resignation letter, Abraham was not sacked.
With everything that
Abraham was not sacked by the commission.
He left by himself.
Abraham was not sacked by the commission. I repeat it again. Abraham Daniel Eje was not sacked by Dunamis commission. Abraham resigned on his own accord. He made my second daughter to write his resignation letter. She was 12 at that time.
Dunamis. Do you think, in your opinion, that the church treated him well during his time there? What was your observation of the church?
Abraham was treated with, let me use the word partiality. They were partial to him positively.
You know, sometimes we want to use that, we want to say grace worked for him.
Yes, grace, favor. He was loved.
Yes.
He was too loved to the extent that I remember one time Abraham's car spoiled. We were in New Caro, and he called Daddy that his car engine got knocked. It was during the fasting and prayer in January, and Daddy said, see me tomorrow after the break of fast. He came back with a new car.
Not the engine of the one changed.
No, he came back with a new car. We were in New Caro, we were robbed. The very night we were robbed, the following day, Daddy said, your family is not sleeping in that house this night. Find another, and we just renewed. In fact, Dunamis pays our rent.
Okay.
They pay your fueling allowance. Abraham was, he was too loved. So they just renewed our rent at that time, 500,000 at that time. And Daddy said, find another house immediately. Within 4 days, we got another house, and they paid.
Again.
Without collecting back the other rent, because we were robbed there. This was how loved he was. I remember one time he was sick. 2014, November. I can't remember precisely the date now, but then I was home when they called me that he just slumped. They were in their Saturday evening prayers. The church accountant at that time and his assistant pastor back then called me. It was an emergency call. Oh, he's not breathing and all. And I rushed to the hospital where he was admitted, Nisi Hospital in Masaka. I'm giving all these places for you to detail so that you can do your findings. In all sincerity, till this very moment that we are talking, I don't know how much was paid, but I know the bills ran in millions of naira. Dr. Andrew was the church's doctor. I think he was the head of the medicals at that time. I don't know if he still is. He was the one that did everything from beginning to the end. Abraham was on oxygen 3 times. That the Enenche prayed for him more than 3 times.
Have been staged or faked like people have been paid kind of to come and teach these things. Do you agree with this?
I don't agree with it, because Abraham should know that Dr. Paul and Becky Enenche are very thorough people. They are people who are very passionate about scrutiny. So before any testimony, because Abraham worked in the bookshop for many years before he became a minister and a pastor, he knows that before the Seeds of Destiny publication goes out, there is scrutiny of most of the testimony, if not all the testimonies, before they are printed. And if there is any iota of lie, Daddy immediately we tell them, pull it down. We are not begging for testimonies. So we don't make testimonies. That's why when people give testimony and make comments like, and I want to thank Daddy Enenche, he will immediately say, not to me. In fact, there will be a moment of worship and then prayers of mercy. That is how fearful Daddy Enenche can be with touching the glory of God. I can tell you for free that no miracle in Dunamis is arranged. I have been a benefactor of many testimonies.